In my last video, we talked about the main reasons succulents die in pots, and today we'll be looking at succulents planted in the ground. Generally, succulents and other plants grow so much better in the garden and you may not run into any problems ever. But things can still go wrong and even succulents are prone to dying in the garden. As always, we will be generalizing. Contrary to popular belief, succulents can deal with a lot of rain as long as they are not sitting in waterlogged soil for days on end. When the soil is soggy, it is likely a lot of roots will die off, which will then invite rot-causing fungus and organisms in. It is nature's way of dealing with dead things. Sometimes rot will consume only the dead roots, but there is a chance of it spreading to healthy parts of the plant, eventually killing it. In the garden, succulents will grow best on slopes, higher ground or in raised beds. Gardens prone to retaining water after rain may not be suitable. Great thing about most succulents is that they tend to survive in really poor soils. Some will even thrive, but not all. If the soil is too hard and nutrient poor, the thin succulent roots may find it hard to break through and live in a stressed state. This means they will hardly grow, have fewer leaves, and can eventually die. On the plus side, stressed succulents can look amazing as they will likely be super compact and more colorful. Personally, I work generic potting mix or super well rotted compost into my gardens to break up the tough soil, introduce nutrients, and invite beneficial organisms such as worms into the space. If you grow succulents in shallow rockeries or parts of the garden with not much soil, they can become severely root-bound and stressed. Again, stressed succulents can look spectacular and many will tolerate lack of soil, but some can die very easily in these conditions. I have a video on types of succulents that can survive shallow pots or gardens and will link to it in the description. Many animals like to eat succulents, from the tiny aphids to much larger ones such as deer, possums, chickens or other birds. Moving garden ornaments can help with the bigger animals and the tiny pests may need to be actively eliminated. I have a more in-depth video on this topic as well and you can find it below. A lot of succulents will die when exposed to frost that settles. The water in their leaves freezes over, killing them. Different succulents will have different level of tolerance. Some can die once temperature dips below the freezing point, while others tolerate very mild frosts. Frost-tolerant succulents such as sempervivums or certain sedums do exist, but there's not many of them. If you get regular frost and snow over winter, I would recommend to not plant succulents in the garden, but rather in pots so they can be brought indoors when it gets too cold. If the frosts are only mild, a frost cloth can be pulled over garden succulents at night when frost is expected. Don't forget to take it off for the day though, otherwise the sun can cook your plants. Direct sun at temperatures over 35 degrees Celsius can very much cook the more petite succulents. Over 40 degrees Celsius, most succulents are likely to sustain burns and some can literally cook. You can protect the more delicate plants such as Echeveria by pitching a shade cloth overhead for the duration of the heat wave. I like to mix succulents and natives in my garden. While it looks great, I do have to keep some of the more vigorous natives trimmed so they don't grow over my succulents. If you have bigger plants in your garden, they can sometimes smother succulents that grow low to the ground or cast a heavy shadow, which succulents very much dislike. The great majority of succulents like a bright spot, ideally with good amount of direct sun. They can also grow in bright shade or dappled light. Too much shade can kill them and make it easier for fungal disease to attack. Succulents are prone to fungal disease like rot, black spot, rust or powdery mildew. However, they are less likely to suffer from these in bright exposed areas as fungus dislikes too much direct sun. And that is it for today. I hope this was useful. Please give us a like and comment so I can make more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.